Hello, a very warm welcome to you. Today I'm going to walk you through a very strong and interesting product offered by Cognifront, that is engineering mathematics. Engineering mathematics is a very efficient teaching tool that will help teachers enhance students' ability to learn by making use of the interactive visuals and in-depth explanations provided in the product. The product also offers exciting and challenging math games for students, which will make learning coincide with fun. This product offers 13 interesting sections. Let us start with interactive modules. In this section, there are several modules for explaining complex mathematics concepts using animations. Now, to teach complex numbers, there are concepts like Argand diagrams. We have provided interactive tools for the same. We can travel around the 4 quadrants using the mouse. As you can see, as I move the mouse, the real part and the imaginary part of points is changing dynamically. So, this is a simple tool but very effective while teaching the Argand diagram to the students. There is another concept of complex conjugate. Here also, as I move the mouse, a number and in the opposite quadrant, its complex conjugate is reflected. The complex conjugate is shown using a blue connector line and the original number is shown using a black connector line. So, as you can see, when I move mouse from one quadrant to another, the blue and the black lines also change. Again, a very simple yet powerful tool for teaching complex conjugates. There are many more such interactive tools. Let's see the tool for explaining the lamp post and shadow example. This example demonstrates the change in the shadow with respect to the height of the lamp post. Now, using this interactive tool with the help of mouse, you can change the height of the lamp post. Doing this will change the length of the shadow. The differential equations on the right hand side also change when I drag the lamp post. So, this tool interactively shows the impact of the lamp post height on the shadow. There are very interesting interactives on calculus as well. This one is on derivatives, especially the interpretation of derivatives. You can change the amplitude and also the frequency of the wave. Here, the derivative is at point x equals to 600 and y equals to 91.5. Now, the position of the point can be changed using this slider over here. As you can see, the point on the curve moves and it shows the slope of the tangent at that point, which is also the value of derivative at that point. So, students can very clearly understand how the slope after the tangent changes on different curves. Maxima and minima are also shown on the curve. You can turn on and off the visuals. Again, very simple but very much required tool to teach calculus in your classroom. Now, There is another very popular example of derivatives, that is measuring the height of water in tank. In this interactive module, you can change the water level in the tank as per your requirement. There is a tap provided at the bottom of the tank. On clicking, the water will start leaking from the tank, hence reducing the water level. As the water level reduces, the calculations on the right hand side change accordingly. You can stop the leakage by clicking the mouse. You can refill the tank and start over again. With this module, the students can very easily understand how the calculations work and how the water level changes with respect to time. So in this way, there are many more interactive tools. Now next, I am going to take you through the 3D stereographic section. In this section, there are interesting visuals available. But for viewing these visuals, a 3D goggle is required. This particular visual is a surface plot representing the typical day traffic. So these are stereos. You see red and blue filters. You really need a 3D goggle. If you have a goggle, then this is an amazing visual. It will literally pop out of the screen. Let's see some more visuals. One major advantage is that the blackboard falls short of visualizing, and this is where a tool like this really helps teachers provide better understanding to the students and most importantly, triggering their interest in the subject. I hope you have got an idea as to how to use this tool in your classroom. These are all the interactives that we have gone through. Now, the tool also offers some audio visuals. Let me walk you through these audio visuals. Here, we have theory animations. Here we have topics on calculus, differential equations, partial differential equations, Fourier series, equation of spheres, complex numbers, functions with single variable, functions with multiple variables, hyperbolic functions, and all the complicated topics from engineering mathematics. Matrices, Jacobian, expansion, series expansion, ranks of matrices, eigenvalues, Taylor series, curve tracing. These topics are also required at the MSc Mathematics level. So basically, it's a really good and high-level reference book which has got interesting topics on mathematics. Let's take a look at an animation. Let's see the introduction to partial differentiation.
Introduction to partial differentiation. Objectives of this session are: identify the need for partial differentiation, define partial differential equation, and solve an example of partial differential equation. Need for partial differentiation. Let us drive into a metro city's traffic analysis center. Traffic analysis accounts for key parameters such as average velocity, kilometer per hour, traffic density, vehicles per hour, road length, kilometers, and time measured in hours. The relationship between these parameters on a typical day can be visually represented as this surface plot. Observe the valley where average velocity drops significantly, meaning.
So I am just skimming through it and you can just take a look at the animations. So in this way, a very high quality 3D visuals have been used to demonstrate the concept so that it becomes very easy for the students to understand and teachers can allow repetition of these
Daba2U
concepts. So at the bottom, we have a seek bar, so you can seek it and repeat.
arise in diverse areas such as.
Here, there is a full screen mode available. Then, we have provided the facility for rating so that each learner and teacher can rate the module as per their perceptions. It helps us to continuously improvise the quality of content that we produce. Then there is a button at the top called Embed in your lecture. When you click on it, a link gets copied to the clipboard. Let me show you how is it used to link these animations to your lecture plans. So for example, this is your lecture plan, your PPT. Now let's link an animation to it. Let's create a button first. Let's take a circular button for example. Now in insert menu, go to insert menu, go to links and click on action. Click on run program. Remember we copied a link to the clipboard? Simply paste it over here and then click on OK. Now this animation is linked to the circular button. So when you start your lecture, and click on the button,
Introduction to partial differentiation. Objectives of this session are: identify the need for partial differentiation, define partial differential equation.
then all it does is launches that animation. So as you can see, that particular animation is launched. Now even if the product is not running, it will still launch the product and then within the product select that animation for you. This is a very important linking between your lecture plans and the animation from the product. So very easily all the theory animations available in this product become accessible to you in your own lecture plans. Next, let's go to the lecture plans section. These are the lecture plans available for you to edit. We respect the fact that each teacher has a different teaching style and hence these plans are editable. You can select any of them. Let's select this one. On clicking, PowerPoint will launch and that lecture will open in PowerPoint. As this is an editable plan, you can edit the presentation according to your requirement. We have also provided a facility to import your own lecture plans in the software. This Import PPT button at the top right corner lets you upload your own lecture plans. For example, let us upload a plan. Just select Open and it will be added to lecture plans. The existing inbuilt lecture plans will be red colored and your imported lectures will be blue colored. Next, there are animated solved examples. These are step-by-step solutions in animated form. Let's see one of these.
Let's solve an example based on Fourier's law of heat conduction. A pipe 20 cm in diameter contains steam at 150 degrees Celsius and is protected with a covering 5 cm thick for which K equals 0.0025. If the temperature of the outer surface x into 1, which is equation, write this term as dt equals, so we get T equals 150 when x is get, call this.
So, in this way, detailed solutions have been given. All the solutions are given in audio visuals and with step-by-step explanation of why we are doing a certain step. Now these are very useful. Again, you can ask students to repeat through it if they don't understand anything. All the features like linking to your lecture, seek bar, full screen mode, rating are available here by default. Now next, there are step-by-step solved examples where the steps are provided. There are a big number of these examples available. Each example is solved step by step over here. A very detailed explanation is provided as well. There is a huge number of these examples available in our product. These are very, very powerful. The next section is applications. It is a very, very important section. Here we talk about applications of matrices, trigonometry, fun facts about maths, medicines, and much more. This section is important because the students get to know that how whatever they are learning is relevant in real life. So let's take up fence.
Application of maxima. In this session, we will study the fence problem. We need to enclose a field with a fence. We have 500 feet of fencing material. One side of a fence does not need fencing as there is a building on that side. Determine the dimensions of the field that will.
Now, as you can see, very interesting and amazing visuals help students understand the subject very, very clearly and reach to their final answer.
Separate out the value of.
So in this way, a lot of good applications are available over here. These interesting applications inspire your students to learn mathematics. Now the next section is on use of scientific calculator. It shows step-by-step operations. Let's look at fractions.
Fraction calculations. 2 by 3 is represented in calculator as 2, this symbol and 3 plus 1 upon 5. So answer is 13 upon 15. Now let's take another fraction. 1 upon 2 plus 1.6 and answer is 2.1.
It is very, very important that the students are well versed with using the calculator effectively, and these steps help students in it. The next section is a very interesting and innovative section, that is games. So in this particular game, we have a question and we will have moving boards over here with answers on it. We need to shoot bullet on the correct answer so that we'll win. A very interesting and innovative game. Let's try playing it. So what do you think is the answer of this question? This? No, we're wrong. This? Yes. Correct answer. So this helps students become engaged in the subject. Next, we have formulae. We have a lots of formulae for your reference. There is a print sheet. You can just click on it and have a hard copy for yourself. You can also copy the snapshot. Next, there are self-exercises which the students can use one-on-one to solve the given riddles. These are practice assignments. Now, for constructivism, for creating better environment in your classroom, you can use these team exercises. Form groups of students and give them these exercises. Encourage discussions among them, encourage collaboration, thereby creating effective teaching. So in this way, these are the most important sections of the product. Thank you for watching, and we hope that you'll use the mathematics software to maximum benefit of yours, your students, and your organizations. Thank you so much. Happy teaching.